We're going to be using is this technique of simmering. Now, if you guys don't know what simmering is, it is cooking something to just below the boiling temperature. You don't want the rolling boil. You want just a gentle, small bubble boil all throughout your pot. Basic sauce with butter and flour and milk, and we're adding the cheese to it, and that's what makes it the Mornay sauce rather than the bechamel sauce. So first step, we're going to go ahead and grate this cheese. And we're doubling the recipe, so it's going to be 2 ounces as opposed to 1 ounce. And this is using mozzarella.
Margaret, yes.
And we're going to throw this butter in. I've preheated the pan. We're using our 2-quart sauce pot here. Come on. Turn it that way so it's away from the burner. And while we're waiting for the butter to melt, I'll go ahead and measure out our chipotle rub, which is one of my favorite rubs. You can use it for so many different things. I use it a lot on my fajitas. Okay. We're melting the butter over medium heat. And we're going a little bit higher than that because this burner is just a little bit low on the temperature spectrum, I think. One thing that's great about this Little Season's Best is that it does give us these techniques that we can use, and has all the different definitions for your boiling and blanching and chocking and simmering. And you know, if you look up simmering on Google, there's 2 or 3 different definitions for it, and it kind of compares it to poaching or boiling. And poaching is somewhere kind of in between those two. This is taking a little bit. So here we go. Let's do it there. I love seeing recipes that say simmer because it has a great, it just leaves things smelling great in your kitchen all day. Like if I'm making soups or chilies or something like that, I let it simmer for sometimes 2 or 3 hours, even though it may be ready in 30 minutes, because it really gets all that flavor going in for you. And it's not going at a really high heat. Okay, here we're going with the butter. Get that melted. And I've already got my milk measured out and our flour measured out. We're going to add the flour and the rub. And I'll bring the cheese over that I grated. Some grated mozzarella. And you don't want to cook the butter to the point where it gets brown, where you're doing stuff to make it more sweet. Okay, reduce the heat to medium-low. And then we are going to add our flour and our rub and whisk it until the flour is dissolved. And you want to be sure you completely get that flour taste out. with our new non-stick cookware. You can use metal in it. It's fantastic. So if you accidentally grab a metal whisk, you're okay. You can see the nice color that chipotle rub gets in there. It's going to be a nice, spicy but not heaty kind of flavor. And then we're going to add our milk. And bring it to a simmer. It takes about 3 to 4 minutes. And then once that's done, we will add the cheese after we take it off the heat. You want to keep stirring a little because with milk it can have a tendency to scald if you've got the heat too high, which is another reason to turn it to medium-low so it doesn't cook too quickly. And now we're just waiting for it to start simmering and do its thing. The recipe that we're making this sauce for is our turkey sausage and pepper breakfast quesadillas. It's a really simple thing that you can use for breakfast or brunch, incorporating bell peppers and poblano peppers. You could probably do a different kind of pepper if a poblano has too much heat for you, because sometimes they have a little more heat than others. Just a little bit of oil, you know, some turkey breakfast sausage, just really simple ingredients that a lot of times you're going to have in your kitchen or your pantry anyway to go with. And eggs and flour tortillas, you can't beat with that. And we'll let this simmer for a couple of more minutes and then we'll add the cheese in to make our sauce. Sorry. I'm totally not used to doing that.